Dismemberment, Batman. What an episode of Gotham. You are watching the Gotham After Show on the Stream.tv, the Fan Show Network. Follow us on Twitter at the Stream.tv. Use the hashtag GothamAS to join our delightful conversation. My name is Tommy Bechtold. To my left, we have Jay joining the Batcave, taking over for Mark for 1 week while Mark works on the hit television show Bones. Nothing funny about that.
Well, he was surprised it was still on the air, so that's why.
Yeah.
They don't have to know that. I'm sure they're happy to have him. And to my right, did I say to my right, Jay?
Yeah.
Either way, to my other right, we have Kristin, the lovely Kristin, back with us in our little bat cave of fun. And like I said, this was a bananas episode. And I feel like I've said that now 3 weeks in a row. So I'm hoping next week is just them all playing board games because I can't handle all this excitement. But let's get right into it. Topic one, the Galavan family is they're making power moves. We've got Tabby Cat cutting out eyes.
Yeah.
That's kind of what she did.
There's bodies all over this episode. Body parts were just... The eye in the beginning was like the least graphic body part removed during the whole thing.
That was a very innocent moment in the show, actually. That was the part of the show where I took a deep breath and said, I can handle this. The rest was just too much.
It was just a moment of like, yeah, I know that Star Wars is like coming out and we have to be like watching for that, but not everyone, like I get homage, like make him lose his hand, but no.
Right, that's right. We also start to learn a little more about the history of the Galavan family and why Theo seems to be the angry one. Tabitha seems to just be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
She's bored. I think she's constantly mentioning she's bored. I don't know if there's a YMCA nearby where she could maybe take some jazzercise classes or just to get, some cardio kickboxing to get all the boredom out or maybe just find some more friends besides Barbara.
Yeah.
Or her brother.
Or her brother.
She just hangs out with her brother. And for someone who bores her so much, she seems to just always be hanging around him.
She loves him.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, she loves her brother. But she also, it's like...
Loves her brother.
He Galavants, no pun intended, not a pun, just an extra letter on the word Galavan. He's all around Gotham City, doing whatever the hell he wants, running for mayor. Why doesn't maybe she start like a local... maybe she should do a fan show. An after show of one of the Gotham television shows.
Of her own life.
Right. But anyway, back on track. We find out the Galavans were once the Dumas of Gotham. One of the 5 families.
Yes.
There's always 5 families in these cities. Joining I believe there were Doyles, the Waynes, then there were the
Crowns, the Canes.
The Stevensons, the Michaels. I'm sure there was a Davis, the Smiths.
Always the Smiths.
There were 2 families of no consequence in that flashback story.
Yeah.
But we find out that the Waynes basically cut off the arm of great-great-great-uncle Caleb. And that's why all of this anger is coming forth.
Yeah.
There's a discussion on whether, who those 5 families are.
Right.
If they're the Order of the Owls or if they are,
Yeah, the Saint Dumas, which I think could be really awesome if we get to see like Azrael, but we can't see Azrael because we don't even have Batman yet. So it's just kind of like they're putting a lot of seeds. They're making sure that everything grows eventually, but right now it's just kind of like, wait, what are you doing?
Yes, we have a nice garden of little seedlets for the future on Gotham. But I do enjoy that they kind of are retrofitting or just kind of putting in elements from, DC versions of Batman into this Gotham show. I mean, as we said last year, I know you guys weren't here for this, but we had to kind of say over and over again, like, this is a whole new uncharted territory. This is a brand new show.
Well, I love that they made the Waynes sort of the bad family, right?
Yeah.
The Waynes are the ones who they cut off the guy's arm and started this whole thing and then rose to power and erased the family they didn't like. So it makes it a lot more interesting than sort of the narrative we get a lot of times of like,
The
Bruce
Saints
came from sort of this like perfect mom and dad, and then and he's trying to
retrofit.
Like they're not great, They clearly.
And that particular version of the Waynes does come from the storyline that we get in the Court of Owls comics.
Right.
So that's interesting.
Yeah. I like that. And then of course we end kind of the Galavan through line of this episode with Theo wanting Jim Gordon's endorsement. Jim don't do endorsements, so Nike, Reebok, stay at home. Jim will not endorse your product.
Well, he did shake his hand as if he will. Jim does not always line himself up with the right people.
No. He makes a lot of mistakes and then he fixes them later, but
He basically just created another crime syndicate in Gotham. He was just like, hey, you know what we don't have enough of? Things that could go wrong potentially.
Right.
So it's just kind of like a moment of what's going on? Why would you do that? You know he's bad. Look at the way he's dressed.
I mean, he is literally a villain out of Central Casting. I mean, he cannot look more evil. There is nothing redeeming about him.
I don't think James Frain, the actor who plays Theo Galavan, has ever played a good guy.
Yeah.
Like in The Tudors, he was bad.
True Blood,
he was bad. In True Blood, he's just weird. He was but he was a vampire, so technically bad. He was bad for one episode of Agent Carter, though he barely spoke. What else was he bad? He was bad in that show, what was it, the Cape or whatever? Remember the Cape? That show they tried to do. They're like, superhero shows will never work. Then the Arrow came out and worked, and now we have Gotham. What a happy ending that was. So it all comes back. All roads lead to James Frain and the Galavans, who are currently in control of my man, the Penguin.
Yeah.
And that leads us to the Penguin's
Oh.
participation in this episode. Penguin he's, I think, exhibiting a move that crazy people often do, which is claim they're not crazy and only pretending to be crazy. I think the Penguin's off his rocker. I think he's very upset that Mother Dearest is gone.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he beat a man who told him that he lost his money.
Yeah.
I think the thing about the Penguin right now is that every scene he's either on the verge of crying or he kills somebody.
Right.
And there's not a lot of like switch there. It's either like he's about to bawl or he's gonna hurt someone, which makes it kind of hard to not think that he's just like who's following him anymore?
Right.
Like who in the crime world would be like, that's a guy I'm gonna follow. He's either crying or he's killing. Like it's not.
Those girls with the blonde bobs that always seem to show up. they're still Team Penguin.
Yes.
Or with the face mask.
Yeah, they got like
Gem and the holograms.
Yeah.
Gem and the holograms are still
the crime syndicate of Gotham.
And then Butch is obviously still on the Penguin's side, or we assume.
Yeah.
I think Zsasz. Hopefully my boy Zsasz is still. I think Zsasz should be a lone wolf anyway, though. I think at the end of the day.
Poor Butch.
He pretty much is
Right.
in the
Butch,
comic world.
right?
Oh, Butch got butchered. That's what happens when you're Butch. You used to run a butcher shop, and you've probably butchered a lot of people. It comes around. Karma is a real thing in Gotham City. But Penguin showed a little mercy there. He got him blitzed drunk, had him do like 5 shots in a row.
And it was like his favorite alcohol too.
Right.
Like he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna treat you real good right before I cut your goddamn
Well,
hand
if there's
off."
anything you know from the Penguin is that he treats his friends well when he's about to do something really bad to them.
And it was totally a pattern from last season.
When the Penguin gets real nice to you, bad things are coming your way.
Yeah. If you get like a really, really nice Christmas gift from him, you are not going to see Easter.
Yeah, you're pretty much done.
And that's like a pattern that we saw from last season, like because we had the very fancy bottle of wine that he gave, or not wine, bottle of alcohol that he gave to Maroney right before he tried to kill him.
Right.
So if the Penguin ever offers you a drink, just say no.
Don't do
say
it.
no.
No, he tried. He tried to say
Yeah,
no.
poor
I know it
Butch.
was-
But then he had his little
brainwashed.
twitch.
Oh, Butch.
Poor
He's like
Butch.
such an Eagle Scout this year. Like he's just like,
You
yes,
actually
sir.
feel for
No,
him.
sir.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
been through so much. I actually feel for Butch.
Yeah, I
good
love
job.
Butch.
Good job, Drew Powell,
Yeah.
the actor who plays Butch. You made us feel for you.
By being abused so
Yeah, well, I mean, and that's partly Zaz's fault, like all that conditioning. So we did get a question about that, just to go a little tangenty. But yes, he's still totally conditioned, and like the little like twitch, although hilarious, is definitely something that's showing us like I have no control.
Indeed. He's a kinder, gentler Butch. We also have a kinder, gentler Nigma, who now has the heart of Kristen Kringle, not literally, although someday he probably will slice and dice him. And we had a little double date on the show tonight. We had Jim and Lee, as I call them, Julie or G, Golly G. That's my name for their couple.
Right.
G. And then we had Kringle and Nigma sat down for a little fondue, a little double date fondue. And I thought it was interesting because it was like Nigma, Kringle, going great, going strong. Lee and Jim, trouble in paradise.
Yes, so much trouble in paradise. Mm-hmm. They're having like issues right now, and something that I've kind of think is something that we need to watch out for is the female characters in general on this show, and how they like. I'm a strong woman and I'm awesome, and then all of a sudden it just kind of starts to peter off, and then like Jim in his moment of like. Leslie was just like, wait, hold on, no, you love her. Wait, when did that change? What's going on, Jim?
Jim's very stressed out right now, if I can take the male perspective. Yeah, he was kind of an asshole to her, I think.
Yeah.
And it didn't help that he's watching his awkward work friend crush the game over there with Kristin Kringle.
Yeah, I think that the whole date was so sweet, and it's also, I'm so uncomfortable now with him being happy, because it's like you just know the shoe is going to drop, and
something's going to come.
And also, like, at the same time, I can't really feel bad for her, because she's like ignored all the signs of like why you should not be dating this guy.
She figured it out in the first season with that, finding out that the goodbye note was a riddle.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. No rational person is able to be talked out of that. Like, they would be like, yes, clearly you're involved somehow. And that there was a couple fan theories on the internet that she does know, and she's trying to figure out a way to like. Like she's doing a slow burn so she can keep herself safe.
I think that they were interested in the first season when he was so nervous. We really got like a lot of sort of riddles, or at least like saw where that comes from. And I feel like now though, with this split personality, I'm not really seeing him even happy, like, even when he was nervous and not evil, he was still doing riddles, or he was like giving her clues, or like writing her things that most went over her head. But even now, it's like that has kind of disappeared, and I'd like to start to see more of, if he has this split personality, more of the riddles start to come in and start to see like where this comes from.
We did get a little bit of it during the toast, that cute little riddle.
The saddest, cutest riddle ever.
I don't know if that was a riddle or just like a cry for friends. I felt like it was just so
Please
sad.
like me.
Yeah. What was it? The fewer you have, the better they
you cherish your friends more the fewer you have. Like, that wasn't a riddle. That was just like, someone get him a friend.
Yeah.
That's just bad.
That was like something that like he got in like a group therapy. Like, these are your only friends. Cherish.
It's like it's like his creepy Tinder profile, like headline.
Kringle swiped right though. She swiped right.
It's all about that.
And then we got Nathaniel Barnes, the commish. He's not the commish, but he was the commish on the old show, and he's gonna probably be the commish in Gotham. They got the Strike Force. We get to see the Strike Force in action.
One down. They're one down.
We finally lost one of our perfect, ethnically balanced, beautifully aesthetic team.
Yeah,
and
they
it
are
was
very
the white dude, so we're still ethnically balanced.
Right.
Also, that guy had so much hair product thing though. Like that's why he went up in flames. That was what happened there. It wasn't. It's not her fault. He just had so much mousse.
That was death via like medium shine, stronghold pomade.
He was perfect at all times. Yeah.
They're all pretty well coiffed.
They're very good looking.
GCPD, unless they're the bad corrupt cops. Those guys all have like salt and pepper.
Yeah, Harley Dent has stopped drinking, but still has not found a shower. Like he's always looks like half awake. Yeah.
Right. No, totally. So the Strike Force is chasing the Pike family, the exciting Pike family, where we meet Bridget Pike.
Yes.
Who is apparently Firefly. Pretty cool. She looks like a bug. She's got the flamethrower. It'd be a pretty weird second villain misdirect if they're like, he's the Joker, but he's not really the Joker. Firefly, also a joke. Like if you just can't trust them ever to establish a villain on the show. But I think this one's gonna stick. I like, it was cool. The Pike family was interesting because they're still like crying the battle cry of Fish Mooney will return to Gotham City one day, which was kind of interesting.
Be awesome.
They're also huge dicks to Bridget. So,
But I think that she will be our forever Firefly because she is within the realm of the age range of Bruce and Selena and what's her name? Ivy Pepper. I always want to call her Pamela.
Seen. I love that, like...
we saw her room, though.
I love that, Selena has, like, a werewolf house for future villains who are female. Like, it's like... So, but I love that, we constantly see, like, the plants in the room next door, but we actually haven't seen her in a very long time.
No.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she's coming back or they're just going to wait to recast or something. I mean, because it's like, where has this girl been?
Yeah.
Bring her back in a few years. Gotham Season 5. We'll still be here. I know I will. I'm not going anywhere. Okay? I will never leave. Also, I enjoyed the little, like, there was like a Cinderella angle to Bridget. You know, she was doing a lot of chores. She was getting bossed around by her evil stepbrothers. They weren't even really stepbrothers. To quote Selina Kyle, Selina Kyle, your mom was just banging their old man, which is the most eloquent way to put that.
So gross.
But then she got to design her own outfit, and she cut it, stitched it together, and went outside and killed a cop. So if that's not a fairy tale, I don't know.
Cinderella story.
I'm excited for the next episode. I think the next episode is going to be very female. I like this they switched Firefly and made her female. And I have a theory on actually.
We're gonna get to that.
I have a theory about females, and I think that females in Gotham are going to be a lot bigger than they say.
We're gonna get to that in a moment. But first, unfortunately, we've got to not get to it yet because we got to take a quick break with a message brought to you by thestream.tv. Stay with us, please.
Love you.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking love.
Oh my God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah?
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
like, kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool.
Shade.
Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way in the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's going to happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world. and we
Another
appreciate
beautiful
you so
summer
much.
at the stream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Welcome back, everybody. Again, if you want to join our conversation, we encourage you to do so. Tweet at us using the hashtag GothamAS. Tweet at the Stream TV. Tweet at any of our personal accounts. We always love written mail, and like I said, if you see us on the street, approach us.
Send a riddle.
Right. Send
Oh my gosh,
Oh, if you
please.
send a riddle, that'd be
Yes.
so cool.
I'm
Who would
really
be
good at
brave enough
them.
to do that? And also shout out to some of our favorite blogs that we love to go to for more Gotham material. Bam Smack Pow, Gotham Addicts, 100% Gotham Women, my personal favorite. That sounds like I'm protesting too much. And Caped Crusades, a Batman-specific blog from the people at Bam Smack Pow. Now we're going to get into our first question. This was from a Rob Petranto, and the question is, if Firefly is indeed a woman on this version, being Gotham, what other villains would you like to see gender swapped? Anyone may have the floor.
I feel like you're chomping at the bit.
No, go ahead,
No,
you go.
no, you chomp. Chomp away.
I have a theory that I've started to come up with over, especially during the second season, that Barbara is going to become the Joker.
Okay.
And I think it's because Barbara has been pulled so far out of what we know her from the comics that there's no way that she and Gordon would ever get back together. I mean, it just, if that happened, it just is so unrealistic. Even in Gotham, it's like unrealistic.
Yeah.
That I think that it's going to be a long, slow sort of process, but she will eventually be the Joker as we know the Joker and sort of the arch nemesis, which will lead to this idea that the Joker is an idea and not a real person. But I think she will be the real Joker. That's my theory.
That is a great theory.
Yeah.
And there is a slight precedent for a female Joker just in the Flashpoint book where Bruce Wayne dies and gets shot.
Martha.
Thomas Wayne becomes Batman and Martha Wayne is the Joker. So it's not like it's never been done before, but I think that theory would be, I think that would be such a gutsy move by the show.
Yeah, and they've already set it up a little, like, she had a very Harley Quinn sort of feel to her when she was, like, she first got out of Arkham, that I just see it can progress. And they even make comments when she's not around, like, well, she's crazy. You know, they said in this episode, she just sleeps a lot and she's crazy. So,
Yeah.
What if Barbara is the Joker and Leslie Tompkins becomes Harley Quinn and they join together and they want to take down Jim Gordon for not being supportive enough on double dates? Do we
Exactly.
think
No, I think that's a very well-learned lesson.
Yeah, that's right.
That Jim will eventually have to learn
Jim
in
is just
life.
the worst ex ever. They just
Jim's gonna have to be there.
Forget Batman.
Yeah.
We're all just
This is all
against
about
Jim Gordon.
That's right. Now, come on, Kristin. I know you know so many. You're such a fan of villains.
I am a super fan of villains. one of my favorite villains that I think would be really amazing, but we've already seen him in Gotham, so we can't obviously have a female version of him, but I think it would be really amazing to have a female version of the Scarecrow. Scarecrow is so interesting depending on which comic you're reading, whether it's him singing like Hickory Dickory Dock or him like being completely insane crazy and going after your worst fears and all that kind of thing. That's such an interesting character to me, and we've always seen it as a male character. Why not a woman? I think that would be really interesting.
Yes.
Go feminism.
It'd also be a good character because the Scarecrow is smart, right? So
yeah,
a lot of times the villains are just like these their motivations, but
Yeah.
Scarecrow is like this very smart, and he's fascinated by fear, and so I don't think we'd see it in Gotham. Obviously,
Yeah.
we've seen it as male, but it would be interesting to see. Like it's nice to see, like, even as villains, like when female characters are like, I'm not just hot and evil, like there's some like motivation behind it.
My favorite moment for a female character, and this is it's not in the show, it's in the comics, is when Harley outsmarts Batman and nearly kills him. And the only reason that doesn't happen is because she does it as a present for the Joker, and the Joker comes in and apologizes to Batman and lets him go. Like, she's smart enough to catch him, make one of the plans that Joker tried to make work, and then Joker's like, no, I'm sorry. God, we apologize.
This is a man's game. I
Yeah.
apologize that she got involved. This is,
Yeah.
Let's leave the gals out of this. Just us guys hash it out. Now, for my money, I would take it all the way back to Adam West Batman, and I would have a female quizmaster, a female egghead. I'd have Alicia Keys play a female Shondell, as originally played by Liberace, and I would have a Queen Tut. I would have King Tut be played by a woman and be Queen Tut, because I can't answer any questions seriously because I don't like myself enough. But good answers, guys. No, I'm kidding. I love myself. That's why I'm here talking about Gotham and not out, doing martial arts and saving the city myself. Now, Kristin, you've been monitoring YouTube and
I
the
have.
chat. Who do we have chatting with us tonight?
We've got a lot of fans chatting with us tonight. Sorry, I was unlocking.
Log in.
Yep, sorry,
Sign
that's
the
my
code.
bad.
The code is 1234.
Yeah, like I said, Scarecrow is already on. Yes, that's right. Damn it. Now it's live on the air. So one of our questions from Puerto Rico, a fan that has been on before, is do you think Selena will get any scenes with Bruce soon? Maybe like redemption scene or anything like that? That could be interesting to see. What do you guys think about that one?
I think that she got a pretty stern warning from old Al last week in the form of a front hand slap, a full slap on a child, which, as I said, corporal punishment for a long time was an accepted means of discipline. I don't know that I think she might, there's always the story of Bruce and Selena is so richly woven throughout. Like, it doesn't seem like they could ever go long without being apart. They did see them early in the season. I don't know that we're going to get to see them together again until probably later in the year. I am interested to see with what they're kind of establishing him back at school again.
Yeah.
And they
introduced a new girl,
Silver St. Cloud. So it's like, there's potential for more interaction between the younger members of the show. I think, it's always kind of fun to watch awkward young Bruce Wayne, who is clearly in love with Selina Kyle.
Yeah, with his awkward game.
I actually like, they made her so adult. They go back and forth sort of between she's a child and adult. And what I do like about, and that's why I was so disappointed with last episode where she was like slapped and sort of chased away so much, is I love their interaction because it's when you really get to see them both as kids, even as her as Catwoman, they kind of made a reference where it's like you used to cry and look for your mom. And I think it's the only time she really does, she actually cares about him a lot. And I think a little bit more than just like what it used to be where it's like, I'm protecting him. I think as like a girl, she has like a little bit of a crush on him, and that's why she keeps coming back. She doesn't really she's not really looking out for him. She just has a crush, and I like that aspect of her character.
Yeah. It's a very interesting dynamic. Another question that we got from Chewie We're Home, great Star Wars reference, is Paul Rubens is supposedly going to come in to play Penguin's father.
Yes, again.
I think that's interesting. Also, Marilyn Manson was thrown out there. I know that was something that was talked about a couple of weeks ago, but let's concentrate on Paul Rubens for right now.
Marilyn Manson in a different, Paul Rubens I think is confirmed to play Penguin's father again, because I think Robin Lord Taylor tweeted it out. Yeah. And he also played Penguin's father in Batman Returns. So, yeah, 2 times, twice as nice. Why not? Pee Wee Herman hasn't aged a bit. Why should Oswald Cobblepot? I wonder, my curiosity about that question is it going to be in a flashback, or is Paul Reubens coming to Gotham City?
Well, his mom is such an interesting character that if she does ever get out, it would be really cool to see someone that nutty run into Penguin's father, and how that's actually the only reason why I wouldn't want it to be a flashback. Right. Because I would want not so much him and his father, Penguin and his father, I just want to see his parents get together. Like, what is that dynamic that's going to happen? That would be fascinating.
Family, like a quick, he could parent trap them.
Yeah.
He's so diabolical.
He just wants to get, his whole evil scheme is, I just want to get my parents back together.
I'm sick of these 2 Christmases. It's too many gifts for the Penguin. We know if the Penguin gives you a gift,
don't take it.
Oh yeah, don't take the gifts.
All right, so thank you everyone who checks in on the chat on YouTube. Now we've got Jay, you're over there on Twitter.
I am on Twitter.
We got some good deets in our tweets.
Yeah, we had a few tweets. I think the one that I like that doesn't have to do so much with the episode is that someone, Christy Getty, had tweeted, "Tonight's Gotham was awesome, but my heart is sad that the lack of real David Mazouz." And what I found was I went to his Twitter, and he had tweeted, "Are you guys gonna watch Gotham tonight? It's a really great episode. A really fantastic. Watch a really fantastic episode for once." And he wasn't in this episode. Yes. So he either is on some level of like self-deprecation that I fully admire as a comedian, or his PR people are not paying attention to what he's tweeting.
David, no. Stop it. He's like, it's too late, it's sent.
Yeah, I will say this episode, there was quite a few people, though, that didn't make appearances that I was looking forward to a little bit.
Yeah, Babs, they explained her away by being like, she's asleep again.
She sleeps a lot, yeah.
This is a Bruno Heller driven show, the man who gave us Rome, and as we know, if you watched Rome, people would just be gone for 4 episodes in a row. Series regulars, he has no problem having people sit on the bench for a while, and usually when they come back in a very interesting way. Now we know from the end of the episode that the Galavans' master plan is to kill a child billionaire. Yeah. And if that isn't the true meaning of the season, I don't know what is. It was just, so I think that, that I enjoyed the self-effacing tweet as well. I look forward to Babs coming back because I think she's a lot more interesting this year. Still crazy, still very scantily clad, and I think.
Well, if the teaser for next episode is any indication, I think it's going to be super. I said earlier, like super female heavy, and I'm really excited to sort of see them pull. They have these sort of outlying female villains, and it'd be nice to kind of see them pull them together for a little bit.
Yeah.
And see how that dynamic works, and give some of these girls a little bit of a voice.
Sure.
Get the Gotham City Sirens in there. My Twitter handle.
Hey, there it is. Next week does look exciting. Jay, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys. I loved it.
We're gonna free Mark from his prison of bones later. Kristin, thank you. Thank you all for watching. That's it for the Gotham After Show this week. Don't forget to subscribe to the stream.tv. Tweet at us at #GothamAS. We love you, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
For more of the Gotham After Show,
click that button down there
and subscribe to the stream.tv.